I said you are free to eat. Have a dumpling.
Panda Express is a successful fast food chain that helped introduce Asian food to the American consumer. In the first part of this series, we covered the origins of Panda Express and how the owners, college sweethearts, take care of their workforce and push for technological advances in their chains. In this part, we reveal some secrets that even the most die-hard patrons of Panda Express may not know about. So let's uncover the top 10 untold truths of Panda Express, Part 2.
Your nickname is Panda Express.
But I'm not Chinese.
Panda Express has healthy food choices.
Hope you guys are ready for a healthy dinner.
At a time when the fast food business is shrinking everywhere, Panda Express is actually expanding. With over 2,000 outlets in the US, the franchise is breaking the norms. But that doesn't mean that all the food you eat there is good for you. Health-wise, fast food is not really the best option. You probably heard in the news recently about the teenager who lived on a diet of ham, cheese, and fast food that made him go blind and lose most of his hearing as well.
I might be blind, but I ain't stupid.
This is a pretty severe case due to the teen's eating disorder called ARFID, Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder, which unfortunately led to a severe nutritional deficiency. But just because this was a complicated diagnosis doesn't mean we all shouldn't be a bit more careful about what we put in our bodies. Even with the growing trend among fast food giants to clean up their menu and offer healthier choices, one still has to be really picky when it comes to eating at a fast food outlet. So what are the healthy choices you can have at Panda Express? Turns out there are several options that won't clog your arteries. These include mixed veggies, chicken breast entrees, and broccoli beef, if you don't mind the broccoli. Surprisingly, sweet and sour pork is on the healthy menu. If you like shrimp, then go for the tangy shrimp. The whole dish only has 7 grams of fat.
She gonna lose her weight. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. She was fine. Oprah was a fact.
They have unhealthy choices too.
This is my last chance to eat all the crap I love.
So we mentioned some of the healthy food choices Panda Express has to offer, but what about the less healthy ones? Since we brought it up, let's see what food items you should avoid at all costs when you're having a meal there. One of the first things to totally ignore when you look at the menu is the rice and noodle dishes. None of them are even remotely healthy. We're talking about the fried rice and even steamed white rice, because rice is all carbs and mostly filler.
Rice is rice.
The same ban should cover the famous or infamous chow mein. It has enough sodium to send your physician into a hissy fit. The list of bad food also includes veggie dishes like the popular eggplant and tofu. This harmless-looking dish has too much fat and more than enough sugar to make it truly worthy of the name junk food. Moving on to beef. There are 2 beef items you should totally avoid. These are the Beijing beef and the Mongolian beef. The barbecue pork is also bad for your poor heart. As for seafood, you should steer clear of ordering the honey walnut shrimp, the kung pao shrimp, or the crispy shrimp. And while we're there, don't scan the appetizers and soups menu, because everything there will conspire against your cardiovascular system.
You had a heart attack, sweetie.
A heart attack?
The owners are both immigrants.
You know I married your mom, right? I'm like, why? Because I love Chinese food.
We all know that not all the Asian food we eat is made by people from Asian countries, any more than the pizza we enjoy is made by Italians. Authenticity and originality are no longer a prerequisite in this day and age, especially as far as fast food is concerned. To be honest, it's hard to imagine that people in China used to eat many of the items on the Panda Express menu in their day-to-day life.
It's the greatest moment of my life.
We all accept that and still enjoy the Mexican food, Thai food, and Chinese food we eat at the Americanized restaurants that dot our cities and towns. But what might come as a surprise to you is that both Andrew and Peggy Chung, the owners of Panda Express, are immigrants who hail from Asia. Andrew was born in Yangzhou, China, but spent most of his childhood moving between Japan and Taiwan. He later came to the US to study, and that's where he met Peggy at college. Peggy was born in Burma, but spent her early years in Hong Kong. This multicultural background of both owners is reflected on their menu as well. The food you eat there has its roots in different Asian cuisines and cultures, not just the Chinese one.
Chinese food, no soul food here.
Panda Express wasn't meant to be a restaurant.
No fighting in restaurant. Cost you extra to fight in restaurant.
Few people know where they want to take their life right from the get-go. We start with no clear idea of what we would want to do with our lives. Many years later, and after many false starts, we might stumble into our mission in life by chance, and those are the lucky people. Yet there are some who never find their passion and settle for whatever place they find available under the sun. The reason we bring this up is that before Panda Express was on the horizon, both Andrew and Peggy had totally different plans for their lives. Peggy was getting a PhD in electrical engineering, and Andrew was working on his master's in applied mathematics.
Come on. Do math.
After getting her degree, Peggy worked as a software developer at 3M and McDonnell Douglas Aerospace Manufacturing. She even joined the U.S. Navy as a programmer for a while. Neither of them had any dreams about owning or running a restaurant. Theirs were white-collar jobs, and they spent their hours staring at computer screens. If you had told them that in a few years they would be the owners of a fast food chain with a couple of thousand outlets, they would have probably laughed right in your face.
I love a good laugh, don't you?
Try the live test kitchen.
I know you like cooking shows, but you're a robot. You don't even have a sense of taste.
Unlike other fast food chains where new menu items are being planned in secret kitchens behind coded doors, guarded by heavily armed ex-Marines, or at least that's how they show it in the movies, Panda Express likes to test their food in an outlet in Pasadena, California. It's called the Innovation Kitchen, and as the name implies, this is the place where food meets technology and the genius of creative chefs. But it's not just food that gets tweaked. Innovation covers every aspect of the fast food chain, from what music to play to the staff uniforms. But mainly, it's new dishes that attract fans of the Chinese food chain. People go there to try out new dishes. Of course, not all of these dishes find their place on the official menu. Many don't even make it past the trial stage. But people enjoy it. They enjoy being part of the whole experience.
A profound life experience.
They try the new dishes, give their feedback, and walk out happy. And for the chefs, they too couldn't be happier. They get live feedback on their creations right then and there. This helps them refine their dishes and figure out what is wrong with the items which aren't to people's liking. When you think about it, this is how all fast food giants should test their new menus. Let the customers have their say before you surprise them with something that could either be a hit or a miss.
I miss too.
So many Panda Express outlets.
It's too much.
We mentioned that Panda Express has over 2,000 outlets all over the country. Does that mean there are as many malls still open in the US? Not necessarily. And honestly, we don't think anybody knows the exact number of malls right now, considering that strip malls are so 1990s. But back to our food franchise. Thankfully, you don't have to go to a mall to find an outlet. Far from it. Just like other fast food giants, such as McDonald's and KFC.
Hey, you want something good? Just look for the containers that say KFC on them.
Panda Express has lots of standalone outlets. With so many outlets, the chances of you having one near you are quite high. Even if you have not seen a freestanding Panda Express before, that might have to do with the fact that you weren't looking. Many people only look for Panda Express in food courts. But in reality, the chain has outlets in places such as airports, college campuses, and even theme parks. So the next time you're taking a local flight, go look for Panda Express to enjoy one of their healthy meals before the food on the plane puts you off altogether.
If you elect not to proceed with that, I'd gladly take it off your hands.
Bubble tea is making a splash.
Yeah, little squishy boba tea balls.
Go to any restaurant or cafe that serves casual food and look around. Chances are you'll find a cup of bubble tea on the table next to you. This refreshing drink has caught people's imagination and is spreading all over the country at a high pace. And that's something that Panda Express didn't miss. They decided to get on the bubble tea train as well. The only problem is you won't get this fabulous drink at just about any outlet. Only a few restaurants offer these beverages. How do you know if the one you just entered serves your favorite tea or not? Easy. If you find a Panda tea bar, then you're in luck.
Do you know where you're lucky?
There you can order anything from milk tea, coffees, teas, and smoothies. That's not all. As part of the Panda Tea Bar fun, you can also mix your drink with chia seeds, pudding, boba, jelly, or aloe vera. Say what you will about tea, it's certainly a healthier option than sodas. At least you know what's in your cup: tea leaves, water, and sugar. But soda is a whole different ballgame. What Pepsi and Coca-Cola put in in their beverages is beyond me. Better the devil you know. Tea it is then.
I've asked him for tea. For tea.
Panda Express, pizza, and salad.
Now you've ruined it like a pizza place ruins a salad.
One of the common features that all fast food chains share is the tendency to explore new culinary territories that may not even be related to their core business. We have seen McDonald's venture into the pizza world and fail, but it seems that such a debauched attempt didn't deter Panda Express from attempting the same feat. Recently, the chain has acquired 2 other franchises. The first is Pieology Pizzeria, and the other is Just Salad.
Now I have to toss more salad.
So what does this mean to the American Asian food fans? Will we one day see pizza served in Panda Express? Will salads and green take their rightful place on the menu? It's still too early to tell. For one thing, the Panda Express pizza experiment is different from the McDonald's one. McDonald's was serving pizza along with its other trademark items all in the same outlet. But here we have the pizza pies in their own outlet with nothing to connect them to Orange Chicken except ownership. There certainly is the possibility of both menus eventually overlapping, and we might see novel items being introduced in both franchises.
Salad? How do you make a salad?
Millions of fortune cookies.
Those fortunes aren't magic.
The most famous item to come out of American Chinese cuisine is probably the fortune cookie. True to its origins, Panda Express serves this delicacy in its restaurants all over the country, and they're in demand. It seems nobody can think of themselves dining at Panda Express without cracking open a fortune cookie to know what awaits them in the future.
Did you know that the Chinese use the same word for crisis as they do for opportunity?
To give you an idea of how popular they are, it is estimated that every year about 282 million fortune cookies are handed out to customers. That's an amazing figure. And due to their popularity, the chain has renamed them Fortunate Cookies. The messages they carry are always happy and optimistic ones. It's the best way to end a meal, to read something motivating and cheerful to lift you up. Even those who don't believe in fortune cookies seem to delight in it. Maybe it's the crunchy cookies, or maybe we all just like to finish our meal on a high note. With that many fortune cookies being given out, we are sure some people must be eating more than one. I guess it's good to cover your bases. The more fortunes you can get your hands on, the better the odds that one of them will be right on the mark.
Star thinks fortune cookies are magical. Will you please tell her they're not?
The early roots of Panda Express.
I think you're just getting started.
The last truth has to do with the very early origins of Panda Express. When the owners started flirting with the idea of opening a restaurant, they were smart enough to start small. It was a sit-down restaurant in Pasadena. Nothing fancy. Simple, delicious food and good service. That's how far their culinary dreams were able to take them at the time. It was the early 70s, and the menu was inspired by traditional dishes from Mandarin and Sichuan cuisine. And the only way they could tell if a menu item was a hit or a miss was by getting direct feedback from the customers.
Tank Turner, customer satisfaction, how may I help you?
But soon they were opening more sit-in restaurants in other spots. People loved their authentic food and couldn't get enough of these flavors. Well, the hard work paid off as more and more restaurants were to follow. Starting small and fine-tuning the menu truly worked, and the rest, as they say, is history.
That's the history of gods.
You can always find more great BabbleTop videos right here. Just tap on that screen. And if you haven't joined our notification squad yet, what are you waiting for? Show us some love and slam that subscribe button and click that bell.